Hi everyone, I just thought I'd take the time to record another video. 10 months on from the last video that I created. I feel really guilty for not doing so. Just lots and lots going on. But it'd be unfair of me based on the fact that I'd mentioned in my initial video that I've benefited from what people have shared in terms of their journey, and it's important for me to do the same. So, with that in mind, I just want to share with you top line where I'm at. As you can see, there's quite a bit of hair on my head, and I'll give you a quick profile view. So clearly this is from the front, this is from the right hand side, you've got the back just there, and the left hand side, hoping you can see that. A little bit of a close-up. As you can see, there's a fair bit of length and a strong level of density. If you want to see what the images were like before, by all means you can look at my previous videos. Now here was the most significant thinning, and I'm really pleased, really delighted with the number of grafts that were placed. I mean, it's 4,000 grafts, so packed it out good and proper, and it was taken from obviously the rear, only put into this front section just here, and I mean, I say only, but it was quite a considerable amount if you're talking 4,000 grafts just in the front, which has allowed for the density you see, really pleased. I cannot tell you. So let me run down, just to prevent you from going back to old videos, specific questions that were previously asked. So the cost of the hair transplant was £2,200 or euros, one or the other, but they're very similar, and that was with Dr. Cinik. Dr. Cinik is a very well respected and renowned hair surgeon, hair transplant surgeon, but I actually had it with his sister, who is within the same clinic and has vast experience. Just because availability, my diary wouldn't match up, and as such, I was grateful to get his sister to do the actual transplant. The grafts were taken out by his nursing team, which is your standard practice anyway. So yeah, really pleased. So that was the cost. Dr. Cinik is based in Istanbul, in Turkey. So within that price, you have your accommodation. I stayed at a really nice hotel not too far away. I think it's 4-star, 5-star, which is incorporated within the price. I added a couple of days on, one day before and one day after, so it allowed a little bit of breathing space and for me to go and visit and check out Istanbul, which was fun. As I've mentioned before, 4,000 grafts. I was asked, was there any pain? So I experienced pain like everybody else does during the procedure. So they numb the back of the head as they're pulling out the grafts, and as such that will help with some of the pain relief, but actually the way that they numb it is through obviously having lots of anesthetic via needle, so that's gonna hurt, but actually no pain, no gain. Now in regards to the aftermath, so after the first 3 or 4 days, yes, there was quite a bit of swelling. I didn't get any black eyes or anything like that, but yeah, pain was something that was quite prominent for me for a period of time. Almost this stabbing pain on the back of my head, but it was managed with a lot of painkiller. Now when I look back, I remember panicking, thinking something had gone wrong or there was an issue, and I'm one of these rare cases where there's problems, etc. But thankfully that subsided. It took quite a bit of time, actually. I would say it took about 8 weeks for the pain to completely go. And I'd exchanged messages with lots of people on the Hair Crusaders, I think it's called, Facebook group. And there were lots of people who were very forthcoming with a very similar experience. Some people don't have it at all. Some people have a little bit. I had quite a considerable amount. But I guess it's because of the number of grafts I had. I went and I said clearly, I don't want this to be a return visit, to make sure that there's sufficient grafts to give the density that you see on the screen here. So it is what it is. A lot of people ask, have I been taking any sort of supplements or anything? So minoxidil, whilst not being a supplement, is something that I apply on a daily basis, throughout my scalp, which kind of helps, no doubt, in regards to retaining the grafts that have been implanted, but also the other hair that I've got on my head. I take multivitamins, I take fish oils, I take biotin, although I've tapered off a little bit of biotin, to be fair, and just generally live a healthy lifestyle. So there's nothing significant out of that. The other question that was asked, so I work out, probably 4-5 days a week, and I found that quite difficult not to do it for, I think it was a fortnight. A fortnight. But after that, by all means, get yourself back in the gym. There's no excuses. I appreciate if you lose a bit of momentum and you might be paranoid with the sweat and so on and so forth, but I found it absolutely fine. So I am very nearing my 11th month, and as such, I'm kind of satisfied with the results. I couldn't have asked for any more. The hair is generally thin on my head anyway. You can't see any gaps, to be fair, but it allows for me to kind of style it in accordance to how I used to style it prior to it getting very, very thin. So pleased in that regard. They do a technique where you hold your sort of forehead up, so obviously you get these wrinkles, and they only go as far as the top, where the top wrinkle is, in terms of going down the way through across the top of the forehead. Now that is because they stop where there are muscles, because you can't implant in that space. So when if you are going to embark on a very similar journey, then do consider that. So if you're wanting a certain profile or certain shape, etc., you'll have to take that into consideration. But anyway, look, I feel like I'm going on a bit here, so 8 minutes into the video. But if there are any questions or anything that you'd like to know more about, by all means reach out. I'm very happy to help.